Alright, fuck it. Let's do a podcast.
Okay.
Idiots.
Aren't you starting, Doug?
Look at this thing, the maestro.
I can't do it. Just bring us in. Doug.
Are you sure your Mac's not going to...
I can't do it at the minute. Yeah. Bring us in, Doug.
What the...
I wish we were
I'll do
on
it.
bar
Okay,
stools.
okay.
I think I would have a better demeanour if I was standing, because you'd really hear the difference.
All right, let's
You know
just
what's
do
even
it.
better is the fact they can't see your face, so that'd be way better.
It's good, just crutch and belly shot the whole time.
Okay. Welcome back, Reese, and this is the Trusty Crowbar. I'm your host, Lucas
That was a
Whittingslow.
terrible intro.
Welcome me back like you're cooler than me.
Alright, I'll try it again.
Yeah.
Fun.
Hey guys, it's Mickey here.
It's been downhill since 100.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
ready?
peaked.
We peaked at 99.
That's why I quit and came back.
Oh, alright. Okay.
You come grovelling back.
I wasn't tired. You made up complete bullshit that I wasn't on the podcast because I was tired.
I didn't even get a text message.
I'll read your text.
I just didn't want to see Doug.
Oh, shit.
Your text was like, I'm tired. And then your text the next day was
I've
like,
had a
I had a
rough-
shitty day.
I did have a
rough
shitty day. A rough day. Give you a
So
rough day.
upset right now.
Oh. We just wanted to see if you'd listen and get razzed up.
I did. I didn't get razzed up. I just thought you guys were dicks. That's all.
Did you go home, sit on the couch, have some ice cream?
Well, I'm going to have to try and do a tally of how many times Luke says tonight.
No,
You got like a little counter where
No, I'll try and...
no, the little, like, club
Like,
counter.
oh, damn it.
that's enough arms.
Yeah, there's one.
There's your first.
Fuck off.
And it won't be your last.
So I'm going to change it to
You got lots of fillers. You use lots of fillers. No.
I hope this isn't the actual start of the podcast.
This is the start of the
Hey,
podcast.
I've been trying to become a monk. All right.
This is the start, Doug. So start talking about games for fuck's sake. It's the start. We've done it.
Terrible.
I don't care.
All right. I guess we should begin again.
No.
Okay.
Games.
All right. This is the Trusty Crowbar. What? Stop!
I'm just going to hold my hand.
Welcome to the Trusty Crowbar. I'm Douglas Bright.
I'm
Reese.
Whitting- Oh my god.
I'm Reese Whittingslow.
Start it again, Doug, please.
Welcome to the Trusty Crowbar, episode 103. I'm Douglas Bright.
I'm Reese
Understood.
Whittingslow.
I'm
You
Luke.
ever shut the fuck up?
You can't say instead of Like, don't just slightly change it.
Quee.
Who are you?
I'm Lucas Whittingslow. And this is the Trusty Crowbar.
Is it?
Welcome me back is...
Welcome me back. Welcome back, Luke.
Welcome me back, Reese.
Hey, Luke. Welcome back again for the Trusty Crowbar podcast. You're a dick. You're an absolute dick.
fuck.
You're broken. We broke you, Doug.
How much of your fortified wine have you drank tonight?
Yeah. You're making...
Had a couple of glasses at lunch.
Isn't it illegal to make your own alcohol?
No, that's why there's home brew kits everywhere.
Yeah, but that's beer. Beer's not alcohol. Is it, Doug?
Very true, Reese.
Reese has no idea.
No, I do not.
Okay, so video games this week, guys. Did you check out the HTC announcement with Valve?
Yes, Doug. Did you check out the HTC headset?
I don't know anything
with
about
Valve?
it. No, nothing about it.
Don't you think it's
boys.
more? I believe it's more the Valve headset with HTC.
Yeah, why on earth did you just say that way?
Because that's
You're
how
an
I
idiot.
actually came across it, was HTC have just announced a virtual reality headset. And I was slightly
Well, you're
interested
on the
in clicking on the link, but then I was like, HTC? Nah. And
Well,
I
you're
just
on
scrolled.
But I bet you clicked on
What
Samsung.
website were you
Didn't
on?
you?
9MSN.
You clicked on
Yahoo.
Samsung one.
I was on Flipboard.
You're
you know
on
the
Yahoo,
Flipboard app on
I
your
think.
phone? Or something like that.
Samsung is like, hey, here, just slide your phone in this, into some goggles, and you got some virtual
So
reality.
what's the difference that HTC has done then?
HTC, they're not putting a phone in, and it's...
They're not putting a phone in.
No, they're not. That's the
Samsung
one
don't put
big
a phone
thing.
in. You don't have a phone
You
in
can
the
do.
Samsung.
You use a fucking Samsung.
It's got the same screen.
No, you can. There's another headset thing which they slide in.
You called
an actual
the
phone.
Google Cardboard.
No, there's different things.
Oh, there is?
Google
Do
Cardboard
you,
is
do
the
you
thing.
know a thing called
Google-
the internet? Do you ever watch
Yeah.
that?
watch it.
Yeah, do you watch the
Do I
internet?
got to press play on the internet?
Yeah.
To check? Yeah.
Yeah, do that. Okay, good.
Yeah, Google did their own version, which was the cardboard. Then after that...
Did you know about that, Reece? Do you know what
Yes.
Google Cardboard is?
I feel it. No.
No.
It's Google Cardboard.
No,
that has
it's
Google on it.
it's literally a cutout for VR headsets, and you can put like a phone in. And
Really?
yeah.
Which is the same as what Samsung then made, but
just with
plastic and nice.
Whoa!
But the reason Samsung done that is that they've been working with Oculus Rift.
Yeah,
Or
okay.
Oculus.
Yeah.
So that wasn't just like Samsung, like, oh, we're going to do this. It's like, it's because they're already working together and collaborating anyway.
Yeah, because the Oculus dev kits have Samsung screens in them.
Yeah.
That's how they got that working.
So with the HTC one, from looking at the actual object itself, are those little lights all motion trackers?
On the front.
From my, like, I don't know if like it's just a visual thing or if it's actually used to track, because this is the first headset to actually have proper distance and depth tracking, so you can actually have a virtual world where, like, is that correct? Where
The
if you
new
have a bench, that'll-
Oculus and Project Morpheus both do that.
Would you guys like me to read
no,
out?
they do a world, but like I think the HTC
they do.
Valve one.
They've all got extra, like they use a secondary device. That, you're saying so you can lean in. Yep, they do that too.
No, I think that was only implemented
On the dev kit too
dev
of
kit too.
Oculus
Yeah.
and of Project. Is it Project Morpheus? Is that what it's... Well, why am I calling it that? What's the Sony one?
I know the
Sony
I haven't
one
read
does
the
as
Sony-
well.
The Sony one does? That's pretty cool.
Because all the Sony one had the one of the big tech demos they were showing was in a like shark cage, and they were saying that you could lean in.
Yeah,
and
that
out.
was the phone one that I watched. Oh no, there was one that was in the ocean.
Yeah, that was
in
the-
Alice Springs. You know, when the ocean in Alice Springs, they opened up a big, swim store. They're like, "Hey, do you swim in Alice Springs? There's no water here."
Okay, I'm going to give you guys some comparisons between them all at the minute. So the Vive headset, which is the HTC one,
Yep.
the Valve's brought out, it has a pair of 1200 by 1080 displays. So each eye has a separate 1080 display,
Yep.
separate, and it can do 90 frames per second. Which is absolutely insane. In context, to compare it to the Oculus Rift Dev Kit 2 has a single 1080p panel and it can refresh at 75 frames per second, while the Gear VR has a 2560 by 1440 display, but it can only go at 60 frames per second. So this one,
What about the Sony?
the Sony,
What?
the Morpheus. No information about the Morpheus.
Just like the other major VR headset,
Well, no,
Lucas.
this
Whoa,
what's
it's-
written-
Oh, this is what this article I'm reading.
This is what the article
Just
is.
them all.
Look, Morpheus hasn't really given, it's still closed doors with Sony and stuff. They're not
60 hertz, I believe, Lucas. I don't know.
60 frames per
I
second.
don't
Okay.
I can't remember.
Do you reckon that when people put on the Morpheus, the first
They
thing,
feel
the
like
first
Morpheus.
thing you see is, do you want to take
Matrix.
the red pill or the blue pill?
That's what I've assumed.
That's like start and select.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, I'm going to turn it off.
And it's got
Sorry,
an X.
I accidentally turned
It's
this
got X
on.
or circle.
Oops, off. I'll go back to my boring life.
And then, it tracks, your hands and stuff, and your hands start getting eaten by
Go
platinum liquid and stuff.
There's also controllers that come with it.
Controllers, Doug.
Controllers.
Hey.
Nipple controllers. Did you see that or did you read that? I didn't see any pictures, but there's... No?
No.
Yep.
Didn't see that
There's
either.
meant to be controllers that go along with it. Also, I felt that these specs are probably a lot closer to what is going to go to market compared to the Oculus.
Yeah, it feels like this is where, Oculus Dev Kit 3, or not Dev Kit 3, but, retail version would eventually be. But already in the Vive, which is kind of cool. I do remember reading a long time ago that Valve was working on VR stuff
Yeah, same.
quite a while back, but they never said anything. Oh, they're such a secretive company that it's just all of a sudden, bang, hey, check it out. Look what we got
It probably makes sense that they would work with HTC, in terms of who are you going to...
HTC, Doug.
HTC?
You're
What's
not
wrong?
HTC.
How about shut the fuck up? How's that sound?
That's a lot of letters. That's a bit too much for
Bit
for a phone brand, I think.
Bit wordy.
Yeah, bit wordy, bit rude and crude. That's fine.
Well, there's not much to talk about
there's-
other
there's-
than the
there's-
announcement.
Yes, there is.
What?
Oh, for the headset.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it's getting too extreme? There's more VR headsets out now than there are.
But there's none
gaming
out
consoles.
there.
No, that's it.
No, they're coming out. Sorry,
there's more on the way. That is like, hang on. I was ready for just the Oculus Rift and the Project Morpheus to have like, okay, which one am I really going to get?
Yeah, sick.
And in my head, I was like, okay, Oculus Rift is the computer one. It's going to be Steam enabled. It's going to be everything like that because like Steam have a Steam VR version going ahead. All right,
and Sony's going to have a blue light on it, which will drain the battery really quick. Yeah.
But I was thinking, like, Oculus is the the PC version and stuff that you'll get to play all your games on the computer. This is the one, like, Steam is the computer game platform. That's literally it. You cannot really compare anything else to Steam on the computer.
Until GOG bring
in
theirs
terms
out.
of the size. Yeah, GOG's actually bringing one out, which is cool. Yeah. But, like, in terms of, like, okay, your Xbox and PlayStation, Steam is PC platform. And Valve releasing their own VR headset which connects entirely to Steam and has all the back-end communication and stuff, it's just going to work perfect. Like, there's going to be no messing about. You plug it in and it's going to be done, which is going to be great.
Yeah,
but
that
also
doesn't worry me
weird
to have like competition within the same segment. I was surprised that there is one this quickly.
No, that's what we're talking about. The surprise that there's just so many. I'm like,
it's the more thing that, like, Oculus have at least done dev kits. Whereas, I don't know, if Morpheus come out and they go shit really early...
Yeah, but they'll be able to just...
It's not going to, like, boost up as quick. It's just like when the PSP came out. Like, that did shit.
the Morpheus is still...
That hasn't
but it'll
helped
be
PSP
really
do
easy.
that well.
It'll be, like, as far as the Vive is concerned, I suppose, for PC. Anyway, at least they'll be able to, like, just piggyback off everything that's been done for Oculus. Like, I think that'll be pretty quick. Sony being their own proprietary thing, it means that every
Proper Sony game.
is going to have it,
have it,
and you're never going to have a way around that, and that'll just
Unless you
actually
play third-person games, which would be a bit weird to be like, hey, I'm floating.
But it's
around
also
watching
the fact that because it's a very closed platform, the developers of each game have to implement it in that, whereas... And that's something which would have to go out at retail, Like, there might be an update to change it. The only...
I still think for a very long period in time at the start, it's going to be gimmick shit.
Yeah, Sony are going to have a bigger problem, I think, than PC. Whereas every indie developer... But then it depends what happens with all the indie developers on PlayStation. If that becomes easy to do and they can just iterate and bring out new options, but...
Well, Sony haven't used enough for their camera. They haven't done enough with their camera. But I think that might be because they're holding back for the Oculus for tracking
For
the
the
camera
Morpheus.
and all that as well. But that's it.
But
All these names.
that's exactly what I'm sort of saying is like that because it's the closed platform, you don't have the consistent updates as what like a computer can literally. You can go back a game 10 years ago and add Oculus Rift support and stuff to it. And they like Valve did that with like Half-Life and Team Fortress.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff,
obviously they've done it to see if they liked it.
Yeah, exactly.
So they totally had different motivations. So yeah, they probably had done that for their internal one.
No, but I'm saying that
like, we'll just
it's
roll it out.
possible on the computer, which means it's possible for any game that's
Yeah,
on
but
the
that's
computer.
possible with PlayStation, like any PlayStation 4 game, I guess. Like anyone could. What's stopping it? Anyone could patch a PlayStation 4 game, but the back catalogue's not as long.
Yeah, they can patch it, but I'm saying is it's the development of actually doing that because it's like you can't do a re-release and be like, hey, we got this game which came out, it's all supported and stuff.
But then Valve specifically, the fact that they had done Team Fortress and Half-Life, very different because they're just sitting there not really developing a lot of fresh IP, so it's like for them so much money, let's do this because it's entertaining and we'll do it. And it's like, well, someone could do that on PlayStation or like for Sony, but is Activision or Ubisoft or whoever, none of those guys are going to go and update an old game. That's probably more the thing.
I do have one thing to point out about Valve. So Game Developers Conference is coming up, or what's on this week, right now. Valve never usually have like a, time
Half-Life 3.
an event. Well, hang on. So they have their event booked on March the 3rd at 3 p.m.
Yeah, but they're probably just been cock teasers.
They would be. Yeah.
Like, just kidding. It's Counter-Strike Global Offensive 2. Suckers.
Team Fortress update.
And that's when Gabe Neal will be probably assassinated.
Okay, so they've never really done
Terrorists
much
win.
like this. So yeah. That's right.
Oh shit!
See what I've done there?
But come on, seriously, Valve putting it on this time, like, you have to think that, like, this is the
Shut up,
fastest
is
they've
that
ever
true?
been.
Is
Is
I'm
that
gonna second.
true? Like, is that...
I had to look it up then,
Yeah.
and I was like, I read it on like a Facebook post. Someone was like, "Oh, 3 and I was like, "Haha, yeah, right." Someone's making this up. No, it's literally happening. So I was like, okay, they've definitely picked that for a particular reason. So yeah,
Do you know what else happened this week, Lucas?
well, sorry, you can talk. You go.
Oh, I can talk. Thank
Yeah.
you. You've allowed me to talk.
Okay, go for it.
I played The Order.
actually, I gave that a go as well. Reece, you picked it up too.
Do you know what's good about that game? Is the fact that
Very pretty.
their graphics have stayed the same from when they first showed it.
Yeah,
That's a rarity in these
Well,
days.
they didn't go backwards, you mean?
No, they didn't.
You kind of said that like a negative, but then I think you
I started saying, you know what's
what
a
is
good
good?
thing?
we should.
Yeah, but you're so bloody smart,
We
Reece,
should
you
give the
are.
comparison, though. Reece is talking about Watch Dogs, which had a
you watched those dogs.
trailer release way back a few years back, and then the game came out and it looked worse than that trailer.
Horrible. And the game was shit too.
Cross-platform for lots of platforms. Like, cross-generation for lots of platforms. Like that. They were always going to struggle. Like a player compared to this, just PS4.
Just PS4.
Yeah.
That's all it has to run on. Make it run on this and make it run good.
It got a bit of flack. I think you guys talked about this last week about it being short.
And we're fine with that.
Yeah, well,
It took us like half an hour to be like, we're okay with that.
but all of us haven't finished yet. Have we?
No, I've played
That's
it for...
because the gameplay is tedious. Totally different.
Hey, find that piece of paper. Now flip it over.
No, yeah, press.
Now flip it back. Is there something different?
I always do
Hey,
that.
you can flip it again.
Do you walk up and pick something up and then you put it back down? You're like, hang on, I could hit triangle to flip it over. Then you pick it up, hit triangle, and nothing
So
on
it's
the
just
other
like-
side.
Okay.
1547. You're like, sweet.
For some reason, I was holding triangle to start with. It'd be like, I'm like,
Just quickly look at
and
it.
I'm like, what? I'm like, do I have
there's
to look
boots on it,
quickly?
I don't wanna see
And I was
it.
like, press it, hold it again. I'm like, I still want to just sit. I'm like, all right, I'll pay more attention. And then I'm like, press, don't hold. I'm like, like, damn it. It felt like it was a press and hold maneuver. Wasn't. I was saying to Reece that I feel like, I'm up to chapter 5, which is not that far through the
Chapter
game.
V.
But yeah, V. Yep. And I feel like some of the aspects of like gameplay mechanics, or when they're like press this control configuration, like I had to use the touchpad, which I'm like, yeah, this is a Sony game because they've implemented this. Do you think that's just in the rules? They're like, yeah, you have to implement that. So like, oh, shit, how do we
It
implement?
was for most of the games when the Move first came out. It was, if you're releasing a first party or a second party game, like Move support.
Because I
has to be
remember
included.
Resistance had one of the had like a shake function or something. It was like something stupid. It was like
Oh yeah, and remember when the PS3 first launched and it had the 6-axis because they didn't have DualShock? It was the worst controller. And like,
I talking about like controls like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, this will go to the Nintendo Wii. I remember playing a Call of
motion
Duty game.
controls.
With that, I couldn't pass a level because I was fucking shaking like crazy, and it didn't get the German off me. The German stayed on
bloody
me.
German.
Bloody Germans.
Had to use the touchpad though to do. You guys haven't
Haven't
done the
done it,
Morse code thing.
No.
Like wasn't overly difficult, but really, I'm like, what am I doing here? And like had to shift how my hands were on the controller to do it. And it was like a press, a long press. Long press.
oh, you literally Morse code. That's
Yeah.
cool.
No,
That's pretty cool.
I
No,
was like-
you should have just held it in one hand and just gone.
no, it wasn't that. It was like a
So
click.
you
No, it
literally
wasn't.
like turned your hands
It
awkwardly
wasn't
to do
just
Morse
tap.
code.
It was the actual click.
Yeah,
because it's a
that's
physical
easy.
click.
What are you doing? If you
No,
don't
but
have, it's like
It didn't bring anything.
Because Doug would not survive in the olden
No,
days.
it didn't bring any like. I'm like, yeah, maybe they were trying to bring me in, but it was just annoyed me. It just felt like that could have been part of the cutscene, and that was the one bit out of the cutscene I didn't have to do. A lot of quick time events in this game, and they're probably not even that well put together. Like it just goes through move. Like there's
It's
movie
made by people that make
sections.
Gears of War, correct? Not Gears
No,
of
no,
War, God of War.
Yeah.
It wants to be Gears of War, and I'm like, I don't know
I'm
if
happy it's not.
I don't know if I'm loving the offset over the shoulder camera business. But
it's like the ideal position.
nah, hate it. I don't know. I feel like I'm like, just be centre, damn it. Like,
Just be centre.
Yeah.
What games are centre?
I don't know. Just
Reece?
I'm struggling with it.
I think Uncharted is.
No, Uncharted's offset because you
No,
can
but
click,
it's
you click the
really-
right one in and it moves from.
No, I
from
feel
side.
like
That's
he's-
Last of Us.
I feel like you're
Uncharted-
really
yeah, Uncharted
close.
as well. Yeah.
Like you're just super close. Like it's
Oh,
You
feel
are
like-
too close,
you
but
feel like-
I think
okay,
you feel too close. There's the two things that I nitpick on it is widescreen. When you can have widescreen because every TV is normally widescreen.
Yeah, can you fill us in on what happened with yours?
So the whole start off, the black bars just piss me off.
No,
I don't want black bars. I know. I'll get to that.
Okay.
I don't like black bars. Black bars on the Evil Within, that pissed me off. I don't want that. Now, my TV as well, for some reason, and it's happened to my friend as well.
it's overscan race.
Yeah, it's... I don't know if
that's
it's my
the thing.
TV. It's
It
just
is
shit.
specifically your TV,
Yeah,
and you can
yeah.
fix it from your TV.
No, I can't. I cannot change the width of my TV. Don't be nodding yes. I can't. I've done everything I possibly can do.
Everything with the PlayStation
you
controller.
fucking nod at
Haven't
me?
used the TV very
The
much.
specifically is like
fly on the wall watching you race and you're doing it wrong.
I,
How do I do it, Doug?
believe
Tell
that.
me now.
How do I know for your stupid TV?
Exactly, my TV is stupid. That's why it can't change. I
Lots
can
of
change the
TVs
aspect
have-
ratio, but that's it. And that doesn't fix it.
Betcha we could fix it.
We'll go over there and just.
You'll go there and you'll be like, no, it's fucked.
Betcha we could fix it.
All right, let's fix it then.
It's either you can fix it.
We'll be
It's
back.
either- what is it, though? What could it be?
Specifically, I sent heaps of TVs. What did I do for like fucking 5 years? You dumb shit.
Yeah, sold people shitty TVs that don't work
No,
with
it
the right
never.
aspect ratio.
Yep. Would have
I
fucking
reckon-
happily
was
sold you
there
that
I
one
reckon
TV.
the
brand of
company-
TV that wouldn't have this in?
Not. It's
It's a
really
kind of-
standard thing.
What is it? Can you fill us in on
I
what?
just said it's like overscan. Like
Overscan.
it's just how TV deals with that, and you can change it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd have to look, you jackass.
I reckon that the TV
Do I keep a
company...
manual
Shut up. I
of
reckon my
everyone?
TV company, because it's got such a wide rim around it, that they've just gone, yeah, let's make the plastic a little bit more
No,
into the TV.
no, they have not done
Yeah,
that.
they've done it. They did it. They fucked it.
Okay, so
What do you think that a brand called Kano that you've never heard of before made a really good TV?
because Acano didn't make it, it's obviously just one of the TV manufacturers, and Acano just bought it and stamped it on.
There you go. You can
So it's
fix
probably
it,
a Samsung.
It's a software thing.
Doug.
Yeah, but it's still.
If it was a Samsung, it'll look good and doesn't look like everything's filmed on a shitty handheld camera.
I think that's the game.
No, come on, mate. No, my TV actually does that. Everyone looks at it and
Really?
does the shit. Yeah.
Get a new one.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put that one in my games room or something. Whatever.
Oh,
Who knows?
I've been playing on my old Sony TV,
Yeah.
and like comparing it to like whenever I play a game on the Samsung that I got, even though it's a smaller screen, like the Sony TV looks terrible. Even like from it's like 6 or 7 years old or something now.
Same TV as mine, Lucas.
Yeah, and it just doesn't look as good as like a new TV,
Because you've
especially
been
in like
playing on an LED, and that your
Yeah.
old one's an LCD.
I know, and like the color and the contrast,
Contrast,
and everything.
yep.
I didn't even think I got to my
Whatever.
point.
Contrast. Just throw out some more big words, Doug. Like Reece
No,
does.
because
in
I've been
friggin-
hating on it for this game. Because
What did I fucking do for 5 years for a living or should TV?
I hate you.
even-
I could come and help you fix it, but I really don't want to.
Well,
You're
you
too
do now.
stupid. No, is that
All right,
so
I'm
it's
going
the
to film.
TV's
I'm
fault.
going to film
When
when you
there's
come
a big
over.
red button on the bottom that says
When
overscan.
you come over, I'm going to film you entering my house and then going, "Hey, Doug, fix my TV."
That's going to go on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
how Doug can fix a TV.
Do you know what I'm going to do after I fix it?
Yep.
Kick the fucking thing in. And I'm like, fuck you. Take your camera, shove that up your ass.
That's right. YouTube.com/Trusty Crowbar podcast. Check it out. We've got lots of other videos
Yeah,
on there.
Doug farted on Luke. That was pretty funny.
Fuck off.
But my point was that the bullets and the ammunition and everything that you see in the corner of what it tells you it has is covered by the edge of my TV. I can't see the whole thing. And my friend had the exact same thing. So maybe it might be the PlayStation settings. Maybe it might be the TV settings. Who knows? But the other nitpick that I have with it, I got to remember it. What is it?
Well, I got a nitpick. I got
That's
two.
it. Sorry, when you not the quick, well, sort of quick time event, but get out of here. But is when you why'd you take the mic away? When it goes to a section where you got to move a little dot to a certain spot,
Oh,
and then
it's
click
the
a
right
button.
thumbstick?
Yes.
Oh!
Yeah.
And you're like, what's
I'm
going on?
I'm moving my left, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And tap that. I was like, oh, and I'm like, I feel like I'm my parents.
Because
Playing a video game.
It's the right thumbstick, and then you got to press a button.
Yeah,
And it's like, hang on, this doesn't make sense.
Well, you
This
think
is
about
back
it,
to the
it should
control
be-
scheme that I was talking
It
about
should be
before.
the
like,
look button, which that's your look button.
they just keep implementing different things. And as I've gotten further through the game, they're like, oh yeah, here's another thing. That I'm like, is this going to be repeated? Or you just keep throwing different freaking things?
Yeah.
Like, just set a control set up and that's the game. I don't know, maybe an hour, probably only an hour and a bit in, but they're still popping up and giving me on-screen hints. That far through the game, there shouldn't be hints.
Exactly.
No, like
That's
by
one
that
thing-
stage, they should have told you everything about the game.
Well, they've hinted at it enough.
That's one thing that which I had I've got two nitpicks about
Maybe
the game.
she's stupid.
We will
scratch myself.
discuss the good parts of this game because there are quite a lot.
Yeah, it's
but
pretty.
I've got
We'll
two
cover that.
nitpicks of this game.
Yep.
One of them is the on-screen hints pop up so tiny and just like appear, and then like you look up and you see that there's a button, and I generally just press it and forget to read, and I'm like, oh whoa. Was I supposed to read and know that there was a little bit more to it or something? Am I supposed to hold it down or something? That's one of my little nitpicks. It's not really obvious. It's like, hey, make sure you read this 100%, thoroughly.
Well, I did a section where, like, it's at the start when you're getting drowned,
Yeah.
and it's like you can click triangle, but I didn't click triangle, and they kept drowning me. Now, I don't know if clicking triangle on the first time, did you do it on the first time?
I've tried many times to, like, get it wrong as well, deliberately,
Yes.
just to
Did
see
you,
what
did you
happens.
just
So
click the button straight away the correct
Okay,
time at the
I
start?
always get confused of when they're telling you tap or hold.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
know. I'm like, is that flashing because I have to press it or hold
But
it?
right at the start, did you click the first one?
I think I got it right.
See, no, but it was there for a while. I just didn't click it, and then they kept drowning me and stuff. I don't know if
Okay.
I missed out on, like, speech and conversation of him going, "You bastards,
Just
you dickheads, I've got a beard."
what
Just
was the
done
triangle
scene.
going to do?
I don't know.
He breaks his hand out.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got
which
that?
happened the second time they came up, but I don't know if that
I
would
did
happen.
press
the
X
second
and
way.
then try.
Yeah,
No.
nothing happens.
No,
Yeah.
he just struggles a little
He's
bit.
just like,
Oh.
That was nice. I've just
disgusting.
done the scene that they showed from several months, like one of the whatever conference or something was on, like it's,
with the alpha werewolf?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
where you, I don't know, the whatever they
In, like,
showed
the
a
library
cutscene
type
where it's
building?
it's
Yeah.
whatever it was, and you like cut from cutscene into gameplay dynamically, and that works really well. Like this game loads really quick.
Yeah.
It was only 67 meg update on the first day, so that was pretty good too. I don't know if you guys paid attention to that. After the 3 gig download for Evolve. But anyway, which everyone already talked about that a week ago. What I thought was funnier, and okay, do game updates download automatically if you have PSN? Like, because I still don't
No,
have
if
that.
you just have it connected to the net,
it
does.
won't.
No, it doesn't for me. Like, I have to go into the game and then
Yeah.
it goes downloading.
Okay, I wondered if that
I think
was
you
a
can.
setting.
You can set it.
Oh, you can, because I'm like, I'd happily just let it do its own thing and download. But
Evolve automatically did it for me before I even got into it.
Yeah, but did you put the CD in?
The disc was in.
Did the game load up?
No. I just went, and then I looked up at the notifications. I was like, that better not be an update. And then I
Yeah.
went in, it was
I
like
don't know.
3.
yeah, so I said to because the game had been out a week and a half when I got Evolve, and I just okay, I need to download this before I can play online. No worries. Walked away from my PlayStation, left the TV on, turns off automatic, like just default power settings are turns off after 20 minutes if you don't touch it. Now, weird stuff that I've been cranky about before because I haven't watched heaps of Blu-rays on it, but I have. Doesn't turn the controller off. So default setting never ever turns the controller off.
No.
Yep.
That got quite cranky at me
I reckon
2
noticed
days
it.
ago. with
No,
it.
but
It
just
was
like-
it was like,
Do you know what the PlayStation does?
Yeah, you know you can turn the controller off yourself
yeah, you
I
can.
know,
without
but
going into the settings.
yeah, but that's
No, you
frustrating.
can.
That's not frustrating.
What
You
are
just
you talking
hold, I said you can.
You can.
Just hold
Yeah,
the PlayStation
I know
button
you
in. 10
told us all
seconds.
that ages ago, and
What?
I enjoy that. Yep.
Hold the PlayStation button in
Yeah, for too long.
for 10
For
seconds.
That's
It's
a
too
long
long.
time.
No, it is too long.
a
That
long
should
time.
be like a 4 to 5 second thing. 10 seconds too long because I'm sitting there. I'm like, really? I'm like, is it going to work? I'm like,
I gotta get to work.
Yeah.
No, fuck it, I can't do it. 9
yeah.
seconds.
But I honestly think, okay, that is too long. Like, that's a good shortcut, but I honestly think it should be half the time because even 5 seconds, you're not going to accidentally hold a button for 5 seconds.
Yeah, is
So-
this the X button?
10 seconds more sounds like a hard reset. Like, that's like you're totally yeah, I need to reconnect it because it's screwed. Not just I just want to turn you off. You can actually tell it to turn off the controller in, like, if you just don't touch it for a heap of different options.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that's been in there, but you can do that now.
I did that since I got it.
Yep,
They're about to do another update as well.
That'd be good.
Like a firmware update, is that right? Is that a big thing, or is that a software update?
Software.
Of things I discovered anyway.
The big thing, which hopefully it might have USB support.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So anyway, I turn that on. I'm like, right, that's good. It'll turn the controller off automatically. Fantastic. I have a habit of walking away from whatever I'm doing. So I'm like, yep, I'll just leave a PlayStation. The sleep mode or rest mode, whatever, and turn off, they were on, well, off mode was just 20 minutes. Like, off. 20 minutes. So I'm like, yep, just want you to update 3.5 gigs. 20 minutes in, off.
But you know what you can do is set it to standby mode and or download while it's on standby.
Yeah, well, I just left the screen on, just wanted to go, come back, I'm like,
That's all you need to do, mate.
and then,
Standby.
well, I thought surely active download in its face, it should
Because it
just
says
acknowledge that.
Standby will download updates and use the USB thing so
No,
you can
that
charge your controller. while
Depends
it's
on how you
standby.
have standby. I had to go in and put downloads on for standby.
Oh.
Like lots of things that I feel should just. I'm like,
Be automatic, yeah.
yeah, that like if your default settings, they've just set them really oddly.
But like you've had yours even since like the console has had the update where it could continue downloading in rest mode. So you've updated it, yeah, but
And then that
I can
doesn't turn on.
understand that it doesn't change your default settings in that sense. But what would be frustrating is if you bought a PS4 which already had that update installed on it and it wasn't default settings too.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Also, then I just feel like, am I stupid or the PlayStation setup is not really that good? Like Xbox or Microsoft have copped so much crap over the Xbox screen for various different things because people sort of towards the end of Xbox 360, people really seem to love what it had gotten to, and then people seem to have gripes about
Xbox
the
One.
one. But I like that. That just seems to be, it's all up
Yeah,
in
but
your
you're the
face.
only person that likes Windows 8.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so... And
The
that's-
Xbox like menu
Is it better or not?
No, it's extremely frustrating because
And I didn't realise that they'd created their options button.
Is it more because the tiles aren't just...
no, it's because you have like your single big block with a bunch of apps that you've recently used, but unless you've deliberately gone and pinned a certain app to the home screen, it goes in like a folder in another folder, or you scroll down to apps and then go to that there. And
to
so
find
like,
active downloads on PlayStation isn't immediately obvious. Oh, let's
No,
go.
you got to get notifications. That's the dumb spot.
Okay, I'm happy
What-
on
why?
something else.
Notifications is not dumb.
It's not a notification that you got an active download. It shouldn't be. It should just have downloads. It
Why
should
would
just be a folder in the front. that
They
says down-
need
That's the
more
only
stuff.
problem.
Yeah,
That's-
they need more stuff exposed on the front.
You reckon?
Like instead, they're like, "Oh, it's really cute. There's nothing here," and then I have to go up, and then there's like a heap of stuff.
It
like,
took me. I had to Google where to find downloads to make sure
really?
something was downloaded or not. Like
Okay.
when I first got it, that was frustrating. The only problem I got probably.
and maybe it's only because I've been using PC for so long. And it's like, and then sometimes you're chatting to people that are like trying to do something like how I do that, and it's like, for me, it's like, yeah, I just know where to go. And I suppose you could just get to that within PlayStation, and maybe it does inherently make sense. But I guess PC for me now, it's at the point where it's like you can just sort of have an idea where something is because, and you'd probably be the same with
We've
Mac.
been using
Like,
it for so long though.
yeah, but everything just inherently is where it should be.
No.
Like for me, like it makes enough sense.
This guy.
Whereas PlayStation doesn't. Like I feel like, yeah, I'm starting to learn where things are. But
It'd be
doesn't-
interesting to put someone who's not used
That's what I
a
mean.
system
Like
in
it's
front
hard.
of
Like
all of them
I'm-
and say, hey, can you figure out where this would be? And then like just thinking, where should it be?
and PS4
Our
isn't
dad.
dramatically different.
Oh fuck, that would be
would-
frustrating.
Yeah, but that's a bit clearly be a kid would be what you'd need to, 12-year-old put him, and they would just work.
They've got it from 2 these days.
because they got it given it to.
They get iPads at 2.
But I don't think it PlayStation and then from the sounds of it Xbox. How are they still not just having a nice interface? Like they should still be better.
They've got a like Microsoft specifically have the look that they want to match with Windows 8, which was a terrible idea.
See, I thought that worked for TV. Big tiles, and I thought everything was just there. But then I never used it. I just seen I just liked the look of it.
I prefer the least amount of like presses of like multiple directions. So on the Xbox is like down, right, up, right, to get to certain things. Whereas the PlayStation is literally you've got one row at the top and one row underneath, and then that's it.
Their App Store is rubbish.
Oh,
Their App
it is.
Store?
No,
Man,
it is.
all right, that App Store is better than the PS3 App Store.
Yes.
I know. So yeah.
But it is far better than the Xbox One App Store. And like 360 was great. Okay, that was super easy to find stuff. Xbox One, I'm going in there, I'm like, where are the games? Like, I scroll across and there's like a DLC for this and like a big block and then the two little ones.
1995.
And I'm like, can I just search for a game? No, I have to get out of the store, go into search, which would search Bing, and then link me back to...
The only thing I go into on the PS Store is at the 3rd or the 7th or whatever it is of every month.
PlayStation.
Free games. That's all I need.
And then you click... Oh, I like now that they've changed it to not you have to download a thing, go and cancel it. You can just say add to library.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah.
And you can so you don't have to. I remember when it first started, you just did have to go into your PS3 and
to get
download
the
the PS3 games and the Vita games as well.
Vita games, But now you can just add to library on every one of them.
Yeah.
I feel though, just the way Microsoft is as a company, and just because they're predominantly software.
Are we going to keep them on this
Yeah,
podcast if we keep talking about Microsoft
No, it's
like
fine.
this?
No, all I'm just going to say is
fine.
like
It's fine.
for them going forwards, I feel like there's probably better hope that they could.
Now we starting to talk like that Peter guy.
Well,
No, like I
he's
feel
sort
like
of-
there is better
Peter-
hope they could
Peter
rapidly.
Molyneux.
That's it. We starting to talk like him.
Yeah,
Talking shit.
no, I
Going
just feel
forward,
like
we'll make a better system.
they could get to a spot where it would
Help
be
us
good.
kickstart
I
it.
just don't know if Sony seem pretty stuck in their ways. It's more like, yeah, we've made this, and then I feel like they would just limp forward.
Doug's right. The PS3, when that first launched, has the same menu system to now.
Mate, they use the same fucking controller for 3 generations.
Whereas the Xbox 360, do you guys remember blades?
Blades.
Remember the little... It used to be like a blade where you used to go... to go through...
No, because I don't
No?
know
You
the 360.
didn't have
then.
360 back then? Oh,
No. Well,
wait.
you did.
I did.
And then I...
Do you remember when I first got the 360 and the menu at all back then?
No, I can just remember going, "Who the fuck up and turn it on? I want to see the game. I want to get it bad." You're like, "Oh, I'm going to peel this sticker off, and I'm going to untangle this twisty tie and put it back in the box." Lame. So fucking annoying.
But yeah, Lucas, that's exactly
You're right.
my point. Whereas
Microsoft will potentially and most likely change the layout of it.
they don't seem as upset about that. Like they understand, like they've built the hardware. But then this time around, I'd definitely say, so Sony built super powerful with PS3, but then it was a nuisance because it was too specific.
Yeah.
So anyway, they built something that seems to be more powerful again, which is awesome. But they've just made it's essentially a PC.
Yeah.
So that, from design standpoint, seems really clever. Just the size of the box versus Xbox One, it's good. I like the controller anyway.
The physical
Which one was
aesthetic.
controller?
The PS4 doesn't
Yeah.
worry me. I like that controller, but just from the software,
love it.
I couldn't see them just suddenly changing it.
No.
You know, they can't say, "Well, we've realised that kind of sucked, so we've fixed it."
Yeah, there'll be little changes over the course of time. They might change notifications to downloads and other.
USB support.
USB support will eventually rock up, hopefully.
Yeah, but so you're just then. I just feel from the usability that not features wise. So you're still not even and obviously,
And all I've said this before on the podcast, all I want is USB support and games to be put into a folder. Like you can put games in a folder.
Adding your own folders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that they've
Instead of
changed
having all
it
these
to
other
the top
bullshit apps.
the top 10, and then you've got library,
Yeah.
which you can go into, and then the rest of your games are in there. But you're right. If you can just go mark this one, folder, my favourite games. Mark this one,
Yeah.
folder, my favourite games number 2. You know.
That'd be nice. That would be very nice.
But then again, I probably wouldn't do that anyway, because the top 10 and then library. It's
Or you could just
super
say
easy.
unpin. And
Well,
fuck off.
that's what Microsoft have on theirs.
Yeah,
have your pin.
But theirs sucks. I don't like it.
Everything's very different this generation because everything's an app.
Yeah.
Like Blu-ray player is an app. The media player on the Xbox One is an app. The CD player is an app. Nothing's built into the actual software. You
which is
specifically
fine.
have
It's
to download
keeping
it.
the actual operating system leaner, so it can come up over the top of whatever you're doing.
No, but it's like it's a console which is designed, that they are Blu-ray players and stuff, but you still got to download the app and stuff. I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying it's just...
I can understand the design reason.
Yeah.
Not necessarily saying, it's handy for using it.
It's just very different this generation.
I can't believe how angry I've been getting at install, like putting games in, they install, and having to wait for huge-ass downloads.
I just play them before their downloads are done.
Yeah, Evolve specifically though. It's
You can't
but
I'm still cranky.
I'm still crazy.
No.
Fast as internet.
I just mean
doesn't
it's. I think it's odd because predominantly being PC gamer originally, and that's all stuff that would have been. Yeah, you got to install it, and it's 40. It used to be like games before they got to DVD when they were 5 CDs.
Yeah.
And that like odd
putting this, then changing the disc.
It was an odd transition phase before they went to DVD, and then towards, or even DVD, then they've started going to like a couple of DVDs. Like Battlefield 3 is freaking huge. And then having to do all that sort of side of things, and then doing updates and all the rest. Whereas now it's like getting a brand new AAA title. I'm like, I just want to play this now.
Yeah.
And then because I don't even I literally just play games on my PS4, and it's just like, now it's like, so I'm only going to be playing probably specific, predominantly AAA titles on it. You boot it up, I'm like, there's a software update for the console.
Yeah.
I'm like, and
that
there's
happens
this.
to me as well.
Like, it's pretty funny that it's like, I wasn't part of the put a disc in and play the game console era. Really.
You're from the PC generation moving across.
And then
now.
so
You're
everything
still
that's meant to be
frustrated.
good about it, like about console, is now probably worse than PC.
I guess you can technically do that if you unplug it from the net.
Yeah. Or
could you do that, Doug?
I could go all download. I could go digital. Except
That's
the
even
prices.
worse.
Prices
because
retarded.
everything would be downloaded day one. Like, so I could pre-order games.
No, there's still updates. The updates are still there.
Wouldn't they be there before?
No, the update. Most
I
of the
reckon
updates are
they'd be
like
pre-done.
a day one update.
I think most updates do.
Yeah,
go
but I
live
wonder
the
if
first
you,
day.
like, say, Evolve as the example, would I, if I had a pre-order?
Don't know.
Like, then it would be okay.
Maybe you need to do that as a test out and waste your money on it.
I just don't want to because, love Steam as a digital library.
Yeah.
Like Lucas and I were saying, spend dumb amounts of money on games that you may never play or not play that much.
Yeah, but that's because of Steam sales.
Yes. But I love that I know that they're almost going to just, for the immediate future or like a certain amount, they're just going to keep working on all sorts of things. I don't know where PlayStation's going to be. Like, I guess you're going to get this whole generation, but you don't know what happens next. Like, I feel like they're far less likely to let me play it on the next thing.
Yeah.
If I buy something. And it's more expensive than buying it in a store.
On the digital, yeah.
Yeah, so
The
digital...
stores are competitive. They're not. They're just like, hey, you want this game forever?
Which is crazy.
Pay for it all.
Like, whereas...
Until the disc runs out.
The disc.
Yeah, discs decay.
Oh, yeah. For
20 years?
20 years, bullshit. I bet you they'll still be lasting way longer.
Actually, I should check it out.
It's a lifespan.
No, but
Depends on how they're treated.
if you started doing digital, you definitely need to upgrade the size of the hard drive.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Like heaps more. And you're actually lucky with the PlayStation 4, and this is a direct comparison with the Xbox One. The install times of the exact same game on both of them can range from like 20-second install on the PlayStation 4 to an hour on the Xbox One. And I don't know why, and I know Microsoft have been working hard to try and shorten that down for a lot of games, but it is just a major difference, and it's huge. Like, literally under a minute to an hour, there is games that have that difference.
That's retarded.
But then 4 hours on the PC, but no, who's talking
Who's
about
counting?
that?
Who's not counting?
My last little rant thing of just interfaces is that I actually like SteamOS. Like, their interface for just big picture seems to work.
Yeah.
It's really quick. It puts all the information I want in my face. And Kristen, she went to use my computer, had it in big picture mode, couldn't get out. Needed to do something. I come over like,
Do you not find
what?
that big picture is more similar to PS
Very
menu
similar to
than
PlayStation.
Xbox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fine.
Except it just has big words. That's good for Doug.
The opening of everything the big picture one is probably the best.
Yeah.
The little like in the pixels like bubbles going up. That looks so
But
cool.
I mean, like their store. Like obviously, the whole point of Steam is the store, but they present that really well, and you can just go bang.
Not the original, not the traditional store on a computer though.
No, that's rubbish.
That's old as shit.
It's like
That is
Winamp.
terrible.
No, it's like Winamp.
It is Winamp.
It's original
literally-
Winamp,
It's
not even-
horrible.
I can't remember the original Steam thing. I hated
No,
it.
it is the original Steam thing.
Huh?
Yeah.
Steam is just Steam.
No, but even
It's
I don't
changed a
like that
little
it's
bit.
dark. I can't believe that they've never released skins for it.
Mate,
Yeah.
why keep calling people mate? Doug,
Yeah.
you're not my mate.
No, that's true.
You jerk. I prefer everything to be dark, mostly for my phone, so it doesn't waste the battery life.
Winamp.
No, I used to, but then it's like sometimes using it just like your eyes like just over it. I think I don't know. I just like that clean white Mac feel.
It is
probably.
odd that there are no skins for it, and it is odd that it hasn't changed in so long. And like, considering it's a company which lets anyone do whatever they want, really, surely there's someone there that goes, "Hey, I think the skin of like Steam is a bit old and terrible, but that must be a boring job," and everyone must be like, "I don't really want to work on that."
I should fact check this, but the network administrator at work was saying that if you uninstall Internet Explorer entirely from your computer, breaks Steam.
Yeah, I tried to
What?
uninstall
Yeah,
it. I don't-
so
Steam use Internet
it
Explorer.
uses
some part of iExplorer.
elements out of it.
Wow.
So they're obviously must be hard baked and old school that it must be just like too big of a behemoth to get rid of, and even you'd then have to without.
But
once
that doesn't
again,
make
checking
sense for
anything.
like Mac,
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
what I said. Or the fact that they've got.
Linux.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Can't understand. So it's like. I'm confused.
It's
Maybe.
all in System 32.
Going back to, you know how you were talking about the when the changes of like the installation between like PlayStation and PC and stuff. I had that big change when I went to Mac for the first time, and like the first time I went to install a program on the Mac, they popped up with a little, window, and it had like the program like icon and stuff, and it had applications, and I was like, you dragged it over to the applications, let go, and I was waiting for the installation screen to pop up for like 5 minutes. This is the first time I'm like, hang on, did that just install? And that's
I still
literally
find that's
all
a
I
weird
need to do.
state.
I think
how
it's
that
just
works.
a shit thing. It doesn't need to be there. If you click on something to install it,
No.
Do it.
I've opened up the installation program, and the installation part of it is literally dragging the program to applications, and that is
you
it.
shouldn't
It's
even need to do that.
really
You should
odd.
just
That-
click on it.
I remember
so
having
much.
that.
Like,
Yeah, but-
it's odd when you come from PC, which is like open up a program, next,
Because
next, next.
if you just dragged and dropped a program like that, you're like, yeah, you've done that incorrectly. mate.
That's what I thought. I
Mate.
thought it was wrong, but that's how they do it. I love it.
Oh.
I think it's fantastic.
Went into some options on PlayStation today because Reese knows I like screenshotting pictures. on
Turn
Steam.
my controller to turn off.
Yeah.
yeah, you turn that on. No, I did that over the weekend. No, you can make the share button by doing a long button that, like a long click, automatically does screenshot.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that's cool.
And you can have that as your so you can have quick screenshot.
Don't you think
option.
it would be better just
But,
a
yeah.
single short press would be
And
screenshot?
it's a
Because you're like, I want to
Okay.
screenshot this, it's gone, screenshot.
I'll show the
That's what I was thinking.
I'll show the interwebs, massive hands, still awkward for me to get up to that button.
Yeah.
Like, that's not... The way you hold that, it's still... Where is it? Still, Reese is going to bag me about this.
What do you mean? Don't you use your top fingers to press the share and the
Yeah,
options
don't you
button?
do that? That's what you meant to
What?
do.
With those?
Yeah.
Just cruise it
No,
to do it.
not how my brain wants to work.
What? Are you serious?
I'll have to have a look now.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, but it still wasn't quick.
Stupid. This
I
guy.
didn't feel it was quick to use it either way, and then having to do a long press. Like,
Yeah, the long
reason
press
I
is
went
horrible.
the reason I went looking for this is I found Sackboy in the the order
Oh, yeah.
1886.
I
It
thought
was,
you were holding that and you were flipping him too many times, and then you're like, oh, I flipped him too
And I'm
much.
like, lucky
Damn it.
this isn't a timed event that I want to take a picture of because I've got all frickin' day.
Yeah.
But then, what else? Oh, then I back to bitch and think about Steam again, but I just like that they've done hold the Xbox button and hit trigger. Like
Yeah.
that's just... they've
For a
made a
screenshot.
really quick way
Yeah.
to take screenshots.
Yeah, and then you can go...
Like we did.
Yeah, I know. I read an article way back when PlayStation was coming out, getting
I'll be
announced.
back.
And they said, imagine if the share button was a make GIF button.
Yeah.
Like, just you tap that and then it made a little GIF. That
That'd
would
be
be so
awesome.
cool, wouldn't it? They'd be like, GIFs would just take off. GIF, actually. You know what's GIF?
What?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Do it with your fingers. Don't
Don't
pull the
hold it
whole
up.
I'll sit on that every
You've got to
time.
show the
show with
Show
your
the-
seat and then
yeah.
use your top fingers.
top fingers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No,
slow.
what are you doing? No, your big goofy hands. Hold it like you would be playing with your
Yep.
thumbsticks on. No, your thumbsticks, yeah.
Yeah.
that's
and
how
now,
you.
now move your top fingers to hit
No,
the
not
share.
that one. The other one.
God, you're the
Yeah,
dumbest fucking
I'm not.
idiot.
That's how
Yeah.
you do it.
No, we fucking don't, Doug. No one does it like that.
What are you trying to do?
We just do it normally like you're having trouble with. We're talking shit.
That's not
Yeah.
like how's this?
With your thumbs. It's not possible. That was like, why would you believe that?
I was like, what are you saying here? I'm like, that's not comfortable. I'm like, are my hands so different? Look, I have big hands, and yet I'm still like, no, too far. Too far. Then I'm like, half an inch.
Those buttons are in an awkward position for me to remember where they are. I literally have to look down every time to press it.
Well, if you ever played old consoles, they were a lot closer to your thumbs back in the day, Doug, before there was a trackpad. But we don't have much time left
No.
to this podcast, so we do have we have 3 giveaways.
Are we doing mine as well?
Yeah.
Dun,
I hope you pick a winner. No, we'll
Dun,
get
dun,
on your
Don't worry about
phone.
it. I'm going to tweet at him.
I'm going to get some...
So I'm going to get up the actual answers for some people. So right now, this is to be giving away the Xbox One Task Force Sentinel Air Force Turtle
Are you
Beach
giving away
headset.
2
Yeah,
things?
yeah, I am.
How do you know which one wanted
I
which
already
one?
know, mate, because
Okay.
I looked at stuff. So
Don't
get on
call
your
me
phone
mate.
and get onto it. All right, so this.
I've got some giveaway music here.
Here we go.
A YouTube
Is it-
giveaway.
is that- are we
I don't
allowed
know.
to use that?
It says free royalty-free music giveaway.
Oh, sweet.
We'll see what it is.
I just
This is depressing. One of the most awkward moments while wearing a headset was when
that
I was playing a
copyright
game
music?
when my friend stayed over, and I went to play some games in the middle of the night with my headset on, and I thought my friend was asleep. Well, apparently he wasn't. Thank you for the dull last time. He wasn't. And he wasn't. And because he thought I was paying attention and was too focused on my game, he thought it would be a great time to go for a wank. And when he went and watched some porn. Yeah, I know. Fucking weird, right? So after a while of Battlefield, I thought it was a great idea to play a horror game. After a jump scare, I yelled, "Son of a bitch!" I really loud and fell out of my chair because I was leaning backwards on it. I fell right next to him watching porn. Luckily, he had his dick covered by a blanket, but it was still awkward for both of us.
can't believe you let
No.
this guy win.
We just laugh about it. So that was Matt Hawke.
Did he do a lol or a ha-ha at the end?
No, he just said what he wants.
Now we
He
laugh
wants
about
everything.
it.
So, Matt, congratulations. You have won the Xbox One. Are you eating Bickies, Doug? Oh,
I got to point out that music was Still in Motion by Chris A. Truini.
yep,
Can
so-
you not put copyright music on
It's not. It
No,
says
what's it,
royalty-free
giveaway music.
giveaway music.
bet
But giving away depressing things. So congratulations, Matt
more
Hawke.
music.
You have won the Task Force Air Force Sentinel Call of Duty headset for Xbox One.
Xbox
Well
One.
done, Hawko.
Yep.
Well done.
Okay. All right. We've got one more.
If you would like to send us a audio recorded message, like
Or a
thank
video
you,
of yourself.
or a
That'd be
video.
nice.
Yeah, actually,
We
that'd be
know what
sweet.
sort of videos he watches.
No, he's,
By his
he's
friends.
mate. Yeah.
Yeah, his mate.
Yeah.
We understand.
His mate will film it, and then you'll just see big dick pics in it and stuff, and popping out. All right, you better be announcing the winner, Doug. Don't be
No,
a
I'm
racy
not.
piece
I'm
of
not.
shit.
Doug,
Yeah, you are.
Reece, you announce this. Like, you announce
Fucking
it.
brat. All right, so now here's another one. So this is for the PS4 version of the same headset. So this is the answer. A couple of years ago, I had one of the worst housemates ever,
The worst.
and she decided to have a massive argument with me while I was playing some Black Ops,
Such a bitch.
wearing some noise-cancelling headphones. As we all do when playing Call of Duty, I might have let off a few of her stray and choice swear words.
Aussie.
Danger.
To right ripper. And and some other
Swing
various
dinghies.
abuse directed at my teammates. Needless to say, she didn't realise I couldn't hear a word couldn't hear a word and just assumed it was all directed at her. What noise would she be making?
Fuck you, swing dinghy.
At her. She wasn't very happy for the next few weeks.
She was like, Reece, you're always playing that fucking game. Like,
No,
do
she
the
didn't know.
dishes.
And
he's
eventually
like,
told me it was
"Bitch,
and eventually told me it was because of the things I said to her that day. Anyway, she was annoying. And that was Owen Davies. So congratulations, Owen. You won
Well
the
done,
PS4 version of Task Force E4 Sentinel Turbo Beast headset.
On the
Trusty Crowbar.
the PlayStation 4.
I already said that.
Oh, did you?
That's fine.
This is
so,
good.
congratulations. You
Well
guys
done.
have won these headsets. We'll be posting them out to you. We'll get in contact with you. Get your details, get your addresses, and send them to you. So, congrats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Done. You got your winner?
I'm going to tweet at him this week.
God,
tomorrow.
He's just a piece of shit.
Good idea.
Oh, well, I'm going to give him away. You said that last week.
When are you gonna
You
do
were
it?
away, you
Are you
goose.
going to tweet him on Wednesday?
That's it.
When this episode comes out?
Yeah, we can do that.
No, you'll forget.
Maybe you should.
Well,
tell
we can just say it now if you
Well,
want.
that'd be nice. I think
No.
the crowd would like to hear the funny joke.
No.
Maybe we'll give it away next week, Chris.
I'm gonna.
No, I've chosen, but I'm going to tweet him, and then it's going to be a surprise. I don't want to announce it in the same stream as yours.
Doug needs to be special.
Doug doesn't like crossing streams.
Nothing worse, Reece.
Nothing worse than clashing. That's all right.
Well,
Doug's
thanks
just
for
been a
listening,
little-
everyone.
Shut
Reece
up, you
can
little
shut
brat.
up.
Such a
Congrats to everyone winning some stuff.
Yeah. Well done, guys. That was.
How are you going to get in touch with them to get their addresses and such?
It's called YouTube.
You're doing through YouTube?
Yep.
So you're going to inbox them or some business?
Something.
on
I
there?
don't know. I'll work it out.
PM them.
Yep. ASL.
G.
Hey, oh, yeah. 64. What? It's not very big. All right. So this is the Trusty Crowbar.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Make sure you can follow us on Twitter, Trusty Crowbar AU. Or
And
see us-
YouTube.
Yeah, on the YouTubes. What are we on there?
Trusty Crowbar podcast.
Yep. Is it
So
about Trusty Crowbar?
confusing.
No, Trusty Crowbar.
Just Trusty
podcast.
Crowbar podcast.
Yeah,
And-
and Facebook. Facebook.com/The Trusty Crowbar.
If you do happen to listen to us through iTunes, throw us a review.
Review would be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Would be
Yeah.
awesome.
For a couple of stars.
You can find us on SoundCloud now as well. So
Yeah. All the
How
episodes.
do they find
Not
us
yet.
on
Not
there,
yet.
Lucas? Is that
soundcloud.com/the-trusty-crowbar.
Ah, there it is.
I think it is.
I thought you wanted to get rid of that.
No, that was.
No one uses that
But we
anymore.
link it up through our
Yeah.
Facebook now anyway.
Do we?
Yeah, it's been popping
Yeah, I
up.
have linked it
Oh,
Yep.
that's cool.
twice.
Awesome. All right, cool. Thank you, everybody. I'm Reece Whittingslow.
I'm Douglas Bright.
And I'm Lucas Winningslow, and this was your video game weekly news podcast about
/ rant.
irrelevant news.
Goodbye.